Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am driving to Windsor, and I've already been to Windsor recently, I hear you say. Yes, I have, but I'm going back down again. Basically, Keegan's rugby team, the Batley Bulldogs, have made the 1895 Cup final, which is going to be playing in Wembley in London, which is a huge deal. Wembley Stadium is like 80,000 people or something. So basically tomorrow is a big set of rugby games. There's loads of different sorts of rugby games going on, rugby finals. It's a big event, and yeah, Batley got to their cup final. So at 5:30, I think tomorrow, it's going to be Batley versus Halifax, which is so weird because they're both up north. They're both very near me. Out of all the rugby league teams, it's these two very close local towns that have got through to the final. So anyway, Keegan, I dropped Keegan at rugby training this morning. He's going to be training at the rugby ground. They're going to have breakfast and then get on the coach, and they're going to drive to Wembley, and then they're going to have a little tour of the pitch, just like get comfortable on the pitch and then go to their hotel. But weirdly, even though they're playing in London, the club have put them up in Windsor, which is maybe a 40-minute drive to Wembley from there. I think it was the only hotel they could find nearby that had enough rooms for everyone, the players, the friends, the family, etc. Anyway, it's Friday. I've decided to go down a day early. I'm not going to be staying with Keegan, but just by myself in Windsor. I booked myself a nice little hotel. So tonight I'll be staying in my hotel by myself, and then tomorrow after the game I'll be staying in Keegan's hotel with Keegan, because I think tonight the rugby players are all sharing rooms, and then once the friends and family arrive, sort of people split off into their couples in the hotel. So yeah, that'll be nice. I've got the dogs in the back with me. I don't know if you can see them, because in a few days we go to Edinburgh, and obviously we're going away now to Windsor/Wembley. So I need to drop them off. I'm dropping them off at Keegan's sister's house. She's very kindly having them for us. So yeah, I'm gonna meet her, give her the dogs, say goodbye to the dogs, and then that'll be a week-ish. That'll be about a week dog-free. Right, I've just met Amber, Keegan's sister, and dropped off the dogs. She's actually brought me some cake. Amber is an incredible baker, bakes the most delicious cakes, and every time she shows up she always makes me something. It was just so sweet, and she turned up with some cake and some foil. I haven't looked at what it is yet. I was actually just gonna now set off for the hotel. However, I need a wee, so I was like, actually, I'm gonna nip into Tesco, go for a little wee, and I've just noticed there's a massive garden centre next door, so I might just have a look, because I do want a flower pot, so I'm so middle-aged. Might as well just have a quick look at the books. Do I need another one? No, I do not. Ooh, Witch Hunt. It's got a nice old house on the front. The garden centre looks incredible, guys, but I don't think I'm gonna go in, because I bought 3 books, and I'm like, that's, if I hadn't bought the books, I would have gone, yeah. Not that it's books or garden centre, but I just feel like, rein it in, Joel. You know, and I can look for a flower pot in Windsor. Because I also know I really want to buy another tree. They've actually got a restaurant in the garden centre, so what I should have done, instead of buying a meal deal, I've got a crisps and a sandwich, I should have just gone in the garden centre, had a look around and had a meal. Sorry my camera's not focusing, I need a new camera. Right, let me show you the books. I always feel sad when the dogs have gone. Like tomorrow, I won't mind and I'll be used to it, but when they're freshly gone, I'm like, oh, I miss them, but they're gonna have a great time with Amber and her kids. So I did get the Witch Hunt book. It's quite dark, but I'm trying to like branch out, because I read a lot of crime thrillers and like murder stuff. At the moment, a lot of fantasy, and I am fascinated by the witch trials. Like, witches in general fascinate me. The fact that, like, did they exist? Or, you know, I'm assuming that they didn't, and like, I just find fascinating, like, when people killed innocent women back in, like, when was it, the 1500s or something, thinking they were witches. Find it really fascinating. So this is about a woman who finds the witch trials fascinating, like begins researching, and then ghostly weird things start happening. So I'm like, I'll give it a go. Then this one sounds really cool, Black Rabbit Hall. And on the back it says the hours pass differently at Black Rabbit Hall. And it's about 4 children that used to go there on holiday. And then decades later, one of the kids is drawn back to the crumbling English manor, and she feels a bond that she doesn't understand. And it's a bit dark mystery. So similar vibes, I think. And then this one, which I'm very excited about, The Lost Bookshop. Basically, it's this vanishing bookshop. It's like this mysterious bookshop, and these 3 people find themselves transported into a different world. I'm so excited by these books, particularly this one. So we'll see. We'll see. I mean, when am I going to get the time to read all these books? You know what? I like buying books from charity shops because it supports the charities and it's cheap, and then if I don't like it I can just take it back to the charity shop. These were only about £4 each, so they weren't expensive, so I don't feel as guilty that if I don't like them I'll just take them to the charity shop. Oh my gosh, it's one of my faves, it's red velvet. Gorgeous. Let's have a bit. I freaking love cake. I love cake. Moist. I don't know how she does it. Amber, if you're watching, it's amazing. Just a little bit more. And then I'm saving it for my hotel room. I'm very excited for this little trip. I've got about 24 hours, over 24 hours, about the next 27 hours by myself. Love it. Can't wait. It just feels like a real self-love little treat, you know what I mean? So the hotel room I booked a very cheap hotel room in a very nice hotel. So it's only about £85 or something for the night, and it's only a single room. So I've got a single bed, and it's a very nice hotel, which you'll see. I've never stayed in a hotel room with a single bed before, but I was like, what's the point in spending like £250 on a nice big double room, because I'm just gonna stay there one night and it's just me and I don't need it. So apparently they've got a lovely spa there, so I'm hoping they might have a last minute treatment available where I could get a massage this afternoon. But other than that, the day is my oyster. I can spend it how I want. I've got my book, not these books. Well, I've got these books. I could start one of these, but I'm already reading a book. I've got some editing to do because next week I go to Edinburgh, as I said, and I don't want to be editing next week, so I need to edit 2 videos for next week. Time to crack on. Right guys, I have arrived in suburbia in Windsor. Basically the hotel has a car park, but it was fully booked. So I used a website called Just Park, which I've used before, where people and companies can rent out their parking spaces on their driveways, or I've parked in hotels before. Hotels were renting out their car parking spaces. So I've parked at someone's house. It felt very wrong. I mean, they told me where to park on the email. They said park in the middle spot on the driveway, and I like pulled up, and as I pulled up their window, they were sat at the window, and I was like, do I wave? I don't know. But yeah, very odd, but at least I'm here safe and sound. Just on top of these roofs, look what I can see. Windsor Castle. I've reached the river and I can see my hotel there, that red brick building. This is a Christopher Wren. I actually went to this place. Is this Brown's? I went here for my birthday last September. Me, Keegan, Mum and Dad, Luke, his partner Jack, my other brother and his partner couldn't come, but yeah, we went for lunch there before going around the castle. Anyway, look, there's a riverboat tour. I'd love to do that, but not really by myself. I think I'd like to do it with someone. Oh, this is the car park that was fully booked and very expensive, but it would have been a lot closer to the castle, which is just there. It's very hot and muggy today. It was like that yesterday. It's been a really, really cold summer. Well, not cold summer, but very rainy. And then suddenly it's just gotten very hot. I hope there's AC in this hotel room. So I believe this is part of the hotel, and it's right on the river there, Brasserie, which is cute. So I might have dinner in there. So I believe it's split, so the main hotel is just here, but some rooms are in this block over here. So who knows where I will be, but let's head into the main hotel and also ask about the spa. Ooh, lovely. This is really nice. Right, that was a very smooth check-in. It's time to go up the spiral staircase. Here we go. Well, yes, very basic, but that is absolutely fine. I think this is the nice balance of coming to a nice hotel, but just the most basic room possible. Bathroom, oh gosh. Snobby Joel, this is not up to Snobby Joel standards, but it's my own fault. But I'm saving money, Joel. I know everyone in my life thinks I'm a hotel snob, and I am, I absolutely am. I just can't help it. But this will do me nicely. Like, it's actually a very roomy room. I didn't think it would be this large. There's lots of space for activities. That is good. And also, this bed is bigger than a single, isn't it? It said a single bed, but this is like a, what do they call it? A small double, basically. So yeah, that will do me well. And I love a bed against a wall. I know it's controversial. I know it's not feng shui. I know lots of people hate it. I love it. I'm now just worried I should have bought my fan. There's no AC. Oh, well, I can sleep with the window open, I hope. Lovely view of the car park. Can I see the castle? Just through those trees I can see the windows of the car. Oh, I can see a turret there. It's a very good location. From what I've seen online, the other rooms are like really nice. This was just literally the cheapest room. I did debate on spending £250, £300 for a night, but I was like, there's literally no point. It's just me here, so. What does this do? I get scared of. Okay, fine. Oh, there is a fan. Thank the Lord. Oh, that's gonna make bedtime so much better. Right, I've just freshened up a bit. Because I booked direct on their website, I got a free drink voucher, so I think I might take my book and head down to the bar for a little arrival drink. Might have a glass of Prosecco or something, or champagne if they're offering, but it usually is Prosecco. But yeah, that's a little handy tip that I've learned. I can't remember from who, but basically, try and book direct with hotels. Don't use, you know, these other websites where you search for hotels. I mean, I do use both and I use a comparison. If, like booking.com, for example, is way cheaper than booking direct, then I will use it. But sometimes they're exactly the same price. And then when you book direct with a hotel, they give you little perks. If it's something like this, a free drink for booking direct, or sometimes they do a free room upgrade. And I've heard hotels like on TikTok say that they will never give someone a free room upgrade if they've booked through a third party. They will only do that if they've booked direct. So things like that, if it's the same price, always book direct with the hotel. Look at this room. It has like a medieval door. It's a Christopher Wren suite. Wow, this looks lovely, doesn't it? Very nice. Right, the bar was completely empty and it looked very much like a dinner setting rather than sit and read your book setting. So I chickened out, guys. This is a problem when I'm on my own. I'm not brave enough to do things. So I'm just gonna go into Windsor. I've got my bag, got my laptop, got a book. So I'll go and pay for a drink. It's fine. So this is the gym and the spa just from down the road. So I'll come here tomorrow morning, or maybe even tonight, I don't know. I just had a thought, guys, I could come and watch a show here tonight at the Windsor, Theatre Royal Windsor. See, I have this issue, and if you watch my Marbella vlog, then you'll know I struggle when I'm traveling like by myself. I struggle with decision making, full stop. And so then when I'm by myself, I have no one to rely on to go, should we do this, should we do that? Which is good for me to practice decision making, but I'm like, I could literally do anything now. I could go to the spa, I could go to the gym, I could go to a coffee shop, I could go shopping, I could go to the theatre. But which do I do? I think I know where I'm going for dinner tonight. And the reason it's an issue is because then I often end up just doing nothing. And it's like, wow, I really wasted that opportunity. The Ivy, this is where we came for Anthony's investiture in that video. This is where we came. Look how lovely that looks down there. I've been down there before, but it's not the high street's the next one, but let's go and have a look down here. Look at these guys.
Alright, let's go.
Thank goodness I'm not hungry. Otherwise I would be buying multiple donuts from that shop. Oh my gosh, you guys, they have an Olenstein. Yes. I think I'm gonna go here. If you've been watching a long time, you know I love this bakery. Right, I've been to the gym. All I got were these pigs. I forgot to film because I was busy working out. I've had a shower. Now it's time to go explore. Squeaky stairs. Of all the times I've been to Windsor, I have actually never been to Eton, which is the other side of the river, and Eton's very famous for a school that they've got there. So I just thought I'd have a wander and go and have a look. Stumbled across a big church. The buildings just get nicer and nicer, and this is where, I think this is all school grounds. I mean, it's a public right of way, obviously, as you can see the road, but I think this is a school building here. Let's get past these trees. And what is that? So there's a sign here saying Eton College is currently closed to the public, which is sad, but look, you just have a look through there. I want to go in the courtyard. And what is that over there? Oh my gosh, everything around here is just so beautiful. Let's follow this runner. You can clearly go through here. I'm not breaking any rules. Ooh, this is the other side of the courtyard, so I think we're allowed just to have a little browse. So this is the school, this is the dormitories. That runner was probably a student that studies here, but look, there's some more people down here, so I'm gonna just keep going until I feel like I'm trespassing. I'm such a rule abider. Lots of people in my life are not rule abiders, and they're cheeky and they get things, like they do things and they're like, oh well, better to ask for forgiveness. I'm like, no, we must ask for permission. But I don't want to be that person. I want to be a rebel and a rule breaker. It's just all very Hogwartsy vibes. And I just thought then, I was like, I wonder if some of these tourists think that I'm a student because I'm young and I've got a backpack. And then I was like, Joel, you're not that young anymore. I don't even get ID'd for alcohol anymore, which is really, really sad. So this really cool building that I showed you from the other side of the road, it turns out it's the Eton College Library. I would kill to go in there and do some work in there. So cool. By the way, for any Americans watching, Eton College, despite the name college, these aren't like college age kids in terms of like university. These are like from age 11 to 16 or something. Yeah, so it's not the same type of college as you get in the US. Look at all these old books, guys. A Charles Dickens library up there. 18 leather-bound books from Charles Dickens, £275. And another one, look. Beatrix Potter, The Complete Tales. I mean, that's not that old a book. These look very pretty down here. And look. Something on the Honeybee, 1875 from Philadelphia. Wow, how did it end up in Eton? Right, back over the river to Windsor. There seems to be some work being done to some of Windsor Castle. I won't be going in this trip. I mean, it's nearly 7 PM, but I won't be going in. But I've been in a couple of times. Ooh, let's go down here. This looks nice. There's a pub called the Prince Harry. Now, I wanted Nando's for dinner, but it was so busy that I've come to Tortilla, and I've got a large naked burrito bowl. This came to £13, guys. That's so expensive for a takeaway, basically. Although I am sat in. Well guys, dinner is done. That was delicious. And I'm now living my best main character life because I kind of wanted to go to a pub for a drink, but I'm way too embarrassed to drink in a pub by myself, and I also don't want people to talk to me. So, you know, when it's like, if you're sat by yourself, I think in the UK, people are less likely to talk to you. I know in the US, if you went to a bar alone, someone would probably be like, hey, how you going? And you're like, that's what you want. But I'm like, I do not want that. So I thought, why don't I bring myself to the Long Walk? So this is called the Long Walk. Windsor Castle is just over there. And it is a very, very long walk. I've been to the supermarket and I've gotten 2 gin and tonics in a tin, plus a little flapjack, a protein flapjack for dessert. And I've got my book. And I'm just gonna sit here with the G&T, with my book, and do some reading. It's 8 o'clock, 8 PM. It's still quite bright outside and it's a nice warm day, so why not? Well, it's a lot darker in real life than it is on camera. Look at the sunset over there. Oh, that's how dark it is. That's how dark it is for me. But the camera is quite good at picking up light. So anyway, I've had my G&Ts, I've read my book. I was starting to get bitten by mozzies and it's getting a bit colder now. It's not focusing. After I just complimented the camera as well and said it's good in low light, pull it together, camera. Yeah, I'm just waiting for a bin. I've just done the long walk. I've literally been walking for ages just to get my steps up before bed, and I'm waiting for a bin. I haven't found one, so I'm just walking around like a wino with these in my hand. I'm just sort of planning my day tomorrow, and the plan initially, sorry for the lack of focus guys, there's nothing I can do. The plan initially for tomorrow in my mind was to sort of leave early, go into London. The London is about 40-minute train journey from here. Take my bag, take my laptop and book and stuff, and go into London. And then I thought, from my London vlogs, you might remember I bought 5 Barry's bootcamp classes, but I only used 1. So I was like, well, I could take a gym kit and I could do a Barry's class. And then I just checked Wembley Stadium's policy for bags, and they only allow a bag the size of an A4 sheet of paper into the stadium, which I don't have, and my backpack is a lot bigger, so they're not going to let me in with a bag with a laptop, books, a dirty gym kit. So I'm like, oh no, so what am I going to do? Then I checked trains. They're all of them are delayed. It's a weekend, so there's like train works going on, so there's replacement bus services, which means if I want to get from here into London, it's going to take an hour and a half when it should have taken 40 minutes, and that's some buses and trains. So I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. I think I'm just going to stay in Windsor and then at about 3 p.m. leave to go to London and get there somehow. I don't know how. Good morning, guys. How are we? I did not sleep well. I shouldn't have booked the cheapest room in the hotel because it was not good. It was boiling hot. It was very loud with people, like the bathroom next to me was very loud. The floors are really creaky, like it was not a good stay. However, it was a lovely breakfast, and I've just been for a walk along the Thames. I'm gonna head back to the hotel room, get my gym kit on, do another gym sesh, and then start the day. I want to go to some antique bookshops that I saw yesterday that were closed, and I want to do some editing. So lots of coffee shops today, I imagine. And I also need to check out, go back to my car, drive to the next hotel, which is about 15 minutes away, where Keegan's staying, and check in there and leave my bags. And then it'll be time to head to London to go to Wembley. Guys, Eton Antique Bookshop is shut. Ugh, maybe it's shut on weekends. Let's try the one down here. No, this one's also closed. Okay, it says it opens at 11. I might have time to come back. It's 10:30. I'm just used to like London, where everything opens at like 9 a.m. or earlier on a Saturday. I found a nearby coffee shop, so I'm just gonna have a coffee for half an hour and then go to the bookshops. Hopefully they'll be open. Well guys, I managed to edit a video. I then went to the antique bookshop, but this is why I hate antique bookshops. I never buy books from there. I always buy them online because I was like the only one in there. It was deathly silent. I just felt like watched, do you know what I mean? So I didn't want to like pick up books and look at them. Antique bookshops feel like very stuffy, very formal environments to me, and yeah, I don't know, I just feel very uncomfortable. So, because I also feel like people look at me as if to go, you don't look as if you're into antique books, you look as if you're going to rob me. Which is not true, obviously. I'm shopping for a bum bag because of the whole stadium issue, and it's like, I don't want to be just with my phone, and like I need a charger for my phone, and I want to take a book, so I'm looking for a bum bag that's small enough to take in the stadium, but big enough to house a book and a phone charger. I mean, it's not high fashion, is it? But that would probably be big enough. I'm back in the car, as you can see. I've just picked up my car. It's now time to drive to the next hotel, which is still in Windsor, but it's in Old Windsor. And I've never been to Old Windsor. I've only been to Windsor, which is where Windsor Castle is. And in my mind, I'm like, how can Windsor get any older? Because surely Windsor Castle itself is very, very old. But anyway, we're gonna head there. I might actually bump into Keegan, which I don't want to do because I don't want to cramp his style with. I mean, I've met all his rugby player friends before, so, but I just don't want to, because they're leaving at 1:30 and I'm due to arrive at about 1 and their coach is going to take them to Wembley. So I'm like, oh, I hope I don't bump into them in the lobby. But I'm going to see him tonight after the game, obviously. But yeah, I'm going to go and see if I can check in, if I can leave my bag, if I can, yeah, just register my car, because I want to obviously be able to leave my car there, and then I need to make my way to London. Sadly, guys, the bum bag is not big enough for my massive book, but luckily I bought those books yesterday, didn't I, which are a lot smaller, so I'm hoping one of them will fit in there. But at least, at the very least, I'll have my phone charger and I'll have the tickets, and that's kind of all I need. Well guys, I arrived at the hotel, dropped my bags, packed my new little bum bag, and I was going to get an Uber to the station, but it's only a 45-minute walk and I have time. So yeah, I'm just currently walking through a field full of hay. But yeah, we'll see. I arrived and I was just about to walk into reception. I saw all of Keegan's teammates stood out the front of the hotel, and I didn't want to embarrass him, so I just went and waited on a bench around the corner, and then the coach left about 15 minutes later, and then I checked in afterwards. But I know that Keegan's like, you're ridiculous, like, it's not going to embarrass me, but you know, I just want to keep a low profile. I've got plenty of time though, because the Batley are playing at 5:15 and it's 4 p.m. So I've got plenty of time. But there's other teams on before then and they're playing currently. You can hear them. I've just met up with Amber, Keegan's sister, who you might have met once in the Copenhagen vlog.
Eating.
Eating, of course, that's all we ever do. And look what we've just seen. The home of legends, Taylor Swift, and that we were saying that's the next time we're going to be here.
Definitely.
It's going to be Taylor Swift. It's going to be so good.
I'm going to go see if we can see where we're sitting.
Yeah, we need to scout out our seats. But yeah, that's not for another year, but never mind. We can be excited about it. And that is the end of the vlog, guys. I didn't film any more after that. I was obviously with Amber, Keegan's sister, and then we met some of Keegan's clients, which was nice, and just watched the game. And then after that, got on a coach with one of the other players' wives, Katie, and we'd got on the coach and had a good old natter on the way back to the hotel. And then it was drinks in the hotel bar with all the rugby players, the families, the friends. Like, they had a massive function room for us, and I can't remember what time I stayed up till, but I did go to bed before Keegan. It got to about, I think, 2 a.m. or something, and I was like, I'm going to bed now. And then Keegan came up shortly after, so yeah, I didn't film anymore, but it was really nice to celebrate. They lost, sadly, to Halifax, but that's okay. Doesn't matter. It was just getting to Wembley was incredible. So yeah, really cool achievement. But thank you guys for watching. If you've enjoyed, please subscribe if you haven't, and give the video a like, regardless of whether you're subscribed or not. And don't forget, I also have channel memberships on this channel. So if you'd like some more bonus videos, then do consider joining and becoming a member. It's $3.99 a month. It's ad-free videos. I'm going to be releasing a secret little Marbella vlog that I'd filmed for members, and I've only just found it on my memory card, and I was like, oh yeah, I've got a members only vlog from Spain and Marbella. So stay tuned for that if you're a member. That is coming soon. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye.